Hi there and welcome to No Recipe Required. I'm Dave and tonight I'm doing some Hawaiian inspiration. My wife and I got back from Maui a few months ago, stayed at the Four Seasons in Wailea. It was absolutely spectacular. One of the nights we were there, they served us this Mahi Mahi with a macadamia nut crust and a pineapple sauce. How much more Hawaiian can you get than that? It was absolutely spectacular, and I'm going to try and recreate some of those flavors tonight. Now, I couldn't find any Mahi Mahi, but I'm going to use a halibut, which is another kind of mild white fish, absolutely perfect for this dish. Sauce is super simple, a little pineapple juice, butter, wine, a beurre blanc. It sounds fancy, but it's not all that hard to do. I think this is quickly becoming one of my all-time favorite seafood dishes. I hope it's one of yours. If so, leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Certainly, give me a subscribe to the channel. I'm always trying to put new stuff up. Hope you like this one. Let's get to it. So for our macadamia nut crust, you're going to be shocked, we're using macadamia nuts. These things, they're absolutely wonderful. I'm going to eat one right now. They're absolutely great. A little sweet, obviously nutty, very kind of fragrant and fruity, I think. I'm going to go ahead and just use whole ones here. Use a pan here. You could use, frankly, a wine bottle. You can use almost anything. Put it down and just put some weight into it. Give them a nice crush. I like to do it this way as opposed to, say, a blender or a coffee grinder, because I like those pieces a little bit bigger. And you're looking for kind of that nice texture there. See, it's pretty small. Still going to adhere to the fish. Move it around a little bit. The big pieces will float to the top. Crush them down again. And once you get it to the right size, I'm going to mix it with a little bit of breadcrumbs, just plain old ordinary breadcrumbs. I'm going to give this one more crush. And the breadcrumbs will help it stick to the fish a little bit. Season with salt and pepper. And essentially our crust, or the macadamia nuts for our crust, is good to go. So our macadamia nut crusted halibut is actually going to start off with our sauce. We've got here a little saucepan. I'm going to throw in a shallot that I chopped pretty finely. A little bit of salt, and I'm just going to go over medium heat and wilt these shallots down. This is actually going to take probably the longest time. This is 7 or 8 minutes just to get the shallots down. Then we're going to add some water to reduce that. Once this is on its way, we're going to crust and sear off our halibut. Okay, so I've got our halibut here. Now, my original recipe was Mahi Mahi, but this halibut's going to absolutely work beautifully. You want to do salt and pepper on both sides. And then what we're going to do is remember our beautiful macadamia nuts that we crushed off before. I've got those right here. I'm going to take the halibut and just lay it right down. Give it a pretty firm press. Now, question is always, do you go two sides or do you go one side? I actually like just the one-sided crust. I think it's a little bit easier to handle, and it tends to not overpower the fish. So we get that on there. We've got that nice crust. Now once we cook this off, once I get the pan heated up, that crust side is going to be the first side down on our pan, which is preheating. And when we come back, we're going to sear this beautiful fish off. I've got my shallots now, nice and soft, translucent. That's what I'm looking for. So beurre blanc. The blanc refers to a little bit of white wine. I'm going to add maybe a quarter cup there. I'm just going to put that back on the flame, bring it to a simmer, and let that reduce. Probably going to take 10 or 15 minutes to get that down, which again is why we start with the sauce. You can do this all ahead of time, get it down, get the wine reduced, and we'll just finish it off after we start the fish. So after 7 to 10 minutes or so, you see the wine is almost all gone. We're down to just a couple tablespoons. I'm going to add an equal amount of pineapple juice. Remember, this is Hawaiian. Absolutely sweet, beautiful flavor there. We're going to do the same thing, maybe a touch more. And we're going to reduce this down, maybe not quite as much, but probably reduce it by half now. And you can take it right there and then stop, let it sit for a couple hours. If you got a date, if you got friends coming over, if you got anything like that, bring it to this point, or reduce it, bring it to that point, then we'll add the butter, right when it's time to serve. When it comes time to cook the fish, we're going to get a good hot pan. I'm using nonstick, always a little kind of wise, kind of safe when you're doing a crust like this. You want to lay the fish down, crust side down first. You're gonna lose a little bit, don't worry about it, not a big deal. And then turn the heat down to like a medium or so, because you don't really want to burn the nuts. It's probably going to take about 2 minutes, 3 minutes on this side. Then we're going to come back. You're going to be very, very gentle with the flip so we don't knock over that crust. So I just put our fish on. Now it's time to finish our beurre blanc. If you let it cool, bring it up to temperature again. And you're going to add butter, just a little bit at a time. I got like half a tablespoon in there. And this, unfortunately, it requires a fair amount of time and attention. You're going to add a cube of butter, whisk it in until it melts. Then go ahead and grab the next cube of butter. You're going to add about 3 tablespoons of butter. You never want to let it boil, so make sure your heat is on super low. And as those cubes melt, just add a little bit more. And you can always, as a little safety valve, you can always add just a touch of cream, which will help keep the sauce from breaking. If you boil it, you risk the this oil from separating from the milk solids and the butter, which is not what you want. Once you get it kind of all incorporated, you just want to set it to a warm part of the stove. Again, making sure it does not boil. Okay, so it's been about 2 minutes on medium-high heat with our fish. You want to use like a spatula. Get under there, very gentle. Use your hand on the other side. That's what you're looking for. Nice golden brown crust. Do a very nice gentle flip. You're going to sear for about an equal time, probably 2 or 3 minutes on this side. You want to make sure the fish is just barely cooked through. Then it's going to be time to serve it up. Okay, let's plate up our macadamia nut halibut. Inspired the old tip of the hat to Four Seasons Maui. Thank you for this fabulous inspiration. I've got my beurre blanc right here. Now, you just made a nice, beautiful macadamia nut crust. Don't throw the sauce right on top and make it all soggy. Instead, go around the edge. Make sure you got plenty on there. And then we're good to serve it up. Oh, I got a little bit of garnish. I did a little bit of fresh chopped chive. You can throw that kind of right on top. And the sauce on the fish. And we are good to go. I will see you next time on No Recipe Required. Holy cow, you made it to the end of the video. Hope you saw something you liked. Hope you tried this recipe. If so, throw something in the comments. Let me know how it turned out. And you know what? I put videos up every week, sometimes twice a week. If you want to subscribe, go ahead. Click this little button right here. It should be somewhere around my fingers. And you'll get updates when I post new videos. You can comment, you can enjoy. We can all learn to cook better. I'll see you next time.